my wife, she was, I think, a little bit frustrated with some of the comments. Initially, I said, listen, you're going to need to go back in the kitchen and make me a sandwich. I'm listening to the game right now.
Welcome to my channel, Outspoken Samantha. If you are new here, welcome. I appreciate you joining me, clicking on the video to watch it, and since you're here, I would love it if you would also hit that subscribe button and help me to grow this channel. And to those of you that are returning, welcome back. I truly do appreciate your continued support on my channel, and I hope that you are subscribed as well. So if you are like me and have expressed any kind of support of Harrison Butker's speech, but just traditional values in general, particularly lately as this has been a hot button topic, you may have found yourself being told repeatedly by angry feminists to just go back to the kitchen. And what I find really funny is that we're not the ones that are triggered by that phrase. They are. And my response to that is, okay, do you want me to make you a sandwich while I'm there? Honestly, that phrase actually did get the wheels turning for me, and I decided to do a little bit of research on this subject, particularly of the time that we do spend in the kitchen and the benefits of the activities that happen there. And the conclusion that I have actually come to is that we all need to go back to the kitchen, and we'd probably be far better off as a society if we did. Of course, the primary activity that we associate with being in the kitchen is centered on food. And there actually are several studies and articles pointing to the benefits of cooking at home, as well as the improved overall well-being of children who eat meals with their families and siblings. This is an article from The Scramble. It says, we've all heard it before, family dinner is important. It is valuable for deepening family connection, hearing about each other's days, and enjoying some quiet time together. And it does point to, of course, some of the challenges that can come from trying to coordinate those family meals and find the time to do so. But it also says, in order to help you better understand the challenges as well as the benefits of family dinners, we've pulled together some family dinner statistics that will show you why carving out the time together for even a few meals a week can make such a difference. So there are several different things I want to touch on. First, it says that according to a recent study, Americans now spend a higher percentage of their food budget on restaurants than they do on groceries. What this is doing is leading to more children not having their nutritional needs met. That in 1970, Americans spent 26% of their food budget on eating out, but by 2010, that number had risen to 41%. During that time, rates of obesity in the United States more than doubled. One of the benefits to spending more time making those home-cooked meals are the nutritional benefits. We're seeing a correlation between eating out more and the rising rates of obesity. We're touching on major health problems here that have come from spending less time in the kitchen. This article is from the Family Dinner Project. It says, our belief in the magic of family dinners is grounded in research on the physical, mental, and emotional benefits of regular family meals. Over 3 decades of research have shown that regular family meals offer a wide variety of physical, social, emotional, and academic benefits. While some of these benefits can be gained through other activities, eating together is the only single activity that is known to provide all of them at the same time. We recommend combining food, fun, and conversation at meal times because those 3 ingredients are the recipe for a warm, positive family dinner, the type of environment that makes these scientifically proven benefits possible. So they go on to list several advantages for kids, including everything from better academic performance, higher self-esteem, lower risk of substance abuse, to even seeing a greater vocabulary in preschoolers. And of course, the perks of participating in family meals also extends to adults, and they list them as better nutrition, increased self-esteem, and lower risk of depression. So moving on to another point, I think that most of us have probably heard the kitchen referred to as the heart of the home. And this article, published by a platform called Study Finds, supports this assertion, as the kitchen is a place that brings families together regardless of the culture, the ethnicity, the income level, or the family size. The article states that Americans spend over 400 hours a year in the kitchen, with the average time per day being around 67 minutes. And almost 80% of those who weighed in on the survey that they discussed in this article shared experiences from their own upbringing, as cooking with their parents created some of the fondest memories. It also says that just over 1 in 3 respondents fondly reflected on memories of eating meals together as a family and learning how to cook with their relatives. 3 in 10 even say going food shopping and cleaning up the kitchen are some of their best memories to look back on. Another aspect to time spent in the kitchen, and one that I actually hadn't thought about, is that this is a place where history is passed down, as many people do hold on to those favorite family recipes from their grandparents and their great-grandparents, and they're proud of the opportunity to share their heritage with the next generations. Favorite memories from from many who offered their input on this subject also included hearing stories from their parents and their grandparents about their own personal life experiences. This is something that I can absolutely relate to because there are things that we look forward to that specifically my grandmother would make and that were just kind of her specialty. And as we went to her house for dinner, we got to hear some of the most amazing stories from my grandfather and my grandmother too, but my grandpa was known for his storytelling abilities. And even though he shared some of the same stories over and over again, they were hilarious every time. And we loved just picturing what life was like when he was growing up and just how things have changed. And those were just some of the best things that I look back on. And what's funny is that now I get to hear those stories from his children, my aunts and uncles, because they have been told so many times that they know them by heart and I get to still enjoy them. And these are the things that I can pass on to my children. So you guys, I do understand that the feminists using this phrase, go back to the kitchen, is of course meant to be an insult, insinuating that those of us who believe that mothers in kitchens are a good thing for their homes and families, that we should just embrace some kind of role as a servant that we are supposedly advocating for women to be. However, what we're really trying to do is re-normalize traditional views and values and restore the happiness and fulfillment to so many women who do not seem to understand the significance of what it is that they are denying themselves. This is an article from the Daily Mail from just a couple of weeks ago. It says the US is battling an epidemic of sad, anxious young women. Despite the surge in our opportunities and freedoms over the last 50 years, it appears that we are more depressed than ever. Studies suggest that around a third of all adult women suffer some sort of mental health problem compared to a fifth of men. Over the last 6 years, the amount of young women reporting depression increased 10%, from 26.2% in 2017 to 36.7% in 2023, according to a Gallup poll of over 5,000 US adults. With 20 years under my belt as a sociologist studying the lifestyle patterns of Americans as well as their fulfillment over time, I believe I have stumbled on one possible explanation for this sea of sadness. It might appear a controversial take. Too few women are getting married. Uncomfortable truth is women who aren't married are worse off health-wise compared to their married counterparts. And then she goes on to talk about the mental health benefits of getting married and having a family. Some 40% of married mothers, both heterosexual and lesbian women, aged under 55 reported that they were very happy with their lives compared to 22% of single, child-free women and 25% of married, child-free women. It also says that studies have consistently shown that strong social relationships are key to happiness, and research has also shown that although it may sound stereotypical, spouses provide a stronger bond than any other relationship. Unfortunately, it's somewhat of a TikTok trend to glamorize being child-free while bragging about your travels and all of the money that you can spend because you have no one to care for but yourself. And it's unfortunate because this belief system is becoming more and more deep-rooted, as only 24% of women under 30 believe that women who get married and have kids live fuller and happier lives than those who don't. And this is according to a 2023 poll. I think all of this ties together, particularly when it comes to this phrase of go back to the kitchen, because in my mind, when I hear that phrase, to me, it means that I have people to meet me in that place. I have people to enjoy my time within the kitchen. I have a family that I love. I have a husband that, heaven forbid, I actually make a sandwich for here and there. Because to their detriment, most of Gen Z actually seem to believe the false idea that spending your entire life serving yourself is more fulfilling than making those sacrifices to find a spouse, to create a family, and to build a home, and actually have a kitchen full of people that love you to spend time with every day. However, to get back to the original statement of go back to the kitchen, the people that throw this out there like it's an insult and who are actually triggered by it will likely also be able to say that the memories of the time they spent in the kitchen as children were primarily positive, and they will probably even be able to recall a specific time of learning to cook with their mom or their dad, and are now mimicking her tips for meal spicing and of bake times in their own culinary activities. And I know for myself, whenever I think of my kitchen, I know for a fact that it is the place in my home where I am most likely to cross paths with the people that I love the most, whether it be those busy moments of grabbing a snack or a drink on the way outside the door, or spending those longer meal times eating and discussing the day with my husband and with my kids. There are all of these things that happen in the kitchen that are so positive and so uplifting and clearly so beneficial. Personally, to be told to go back to the kitchen brings warmth to my heart, as I know there's the greatest chance that my day is going to be uplifted in some way. However, I do imagine that that joy would be significantly less if the only things that awaited me in that space were my cat and a TikTok feed full of videos of others filming from their equally empty homes, claiming to be happier than those of us whose kitchens are just filled with laughter and chaos, and who even find joy in the making of a sandwich for their husband or kids once in a while. So let me know all of your thoughts on this in the comments below. I would love to hear what the kitchen actually means to you and the memories that you have as a kid and the memories that you are creating for your family in that space. Please be sure to hit that like button. It does help me in the algorithm. Make sure that you are subscribed. Keep it real, guys, and I will see you in the next one.